fighting in the main event of Cage Fury 112, August 26th in good old Philadelphia. 2-0 MMA, 9 times Muay Thai world champion, soon to be Cage Fury interim featherweight champion, Frank Wells. Frank, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great, dude. Really. I know I just said it, but thank you again for coming on. Appreciate the time.
Sure.
So, Frank, you're what, 2 weeks out from the fight? I think today's actually 2 weeks out from the fight.
Yep.
You excited?
Yeah, man. I'm pumped. It's a good fight coming up.
You seem like you're like glowing. You got some good energy. So, it's reading that way too.
I feel good, man. I'm still eating good. You know, energy's high. Training camp's going well. You know, so it's a nice, beautiful day out today. So we're having a good time.
Oh yeah, dude. You got the shirt on. You're looking good, man. So you said you're eating good. You're a nutritionist. Weight cut going to be a breeze?
Easy work every time. Yeah, I'm balancing my food right now. It's on my meal. As soon as we're done, we got it all locked up.
Looks like a good, healthy green meal too, with lots of protein. So love it. So let me just ask you this question, because I truthfully don't know the answer. Is this going to be considered your first pro MMA bout, or is this still considered amateur? What does Cage Fury do there?
No, so yeah, Cage Fury, they do pro and amateur. But yeah, these are all professional. So I only competed for them once as an amateur. I just kind of bounced around. Honestly, the last couple of years that I did MMA, last couple of years I was an amateur, I only did MMA like once, like every other year, every 2 years, and my main focus was Muay Thai. Since I committed to doing professional MMA, that's all I've been doing is MMA and again at the pro level here.
So is this your pro debut, or have you had a pro fight before this? Because online, all I could see is you're 2-0. That's what Sherdog's got for you. So.
Oh yeah. So I would go to Tapology in the future. They got
that's what I meant. That's what Tapology had.
Okay. So no, so I'm 3-1 as a professional MMA. I had 3 of my fights at 145 and 1 fight that was at 155.
Cool. Awesome. So you're about to go 4-1 then, professional fighter.
Sir.
Yes, sir. So are you training at Renzo Gracie still in NYC? Is that where you spent your camp?
Yes. Yeah, I've been there. October will be 2 years. So I've been there full time for about 2 years. I do a lot of my striking at the Institute Muay Thai as well. It's right in Jersey, like 10 minutes from where I'm living. But I do the majority of my training is at the main Renzo Gracie gym.
Can you just talk about some of the guys you train with there? How did training camp go?
It's going great. It was cool. The last week we had PFL was at MSG, so we had a lot of good guys come in. We actually got like a little bit of work with like Faraz Sahabi. We got Sidney Outlaw came in. He's a high-ranking Bellator guy. Coach Jason Strout comes in. So it's cool to pick their brains, you know, just last week. But yeah, all my teammates are the same. Guys are like high-level pros, like they're still in the regional scene like myself. But there's high-level amateurs as well. We got about like 14, 15 guys on our MMA team that compete pretty regularly. So, you know, everybody's been fighting. I fought in May. I had more teammates fight at the end of May. Some just fought about 4 or 5 weeks ago. They're already back in the gym every day. So we've just been elevating each other, just pushing each other hard.
I mean, even just from the few names you mentioned there, straight killers in that gym, dude. That's a good team to be a part of.
Yeah. Place is awesome.
So, you said that you're living close to Jersey. I don't need to know your street or anything like that, but I assume, are you in Jersey or are you in New York?
I'm in Jersey. I'm right in central Jersey.
So are you a big Philly guy? You like Philly? That's where the fight is.
Philly's all right. I don't mind hanging out there once in a while. I just don't really go, like, it's just kind of out of the way. I'm already in the city to train. You know, I live in Jersey, so it's just not a lot of things happen that direction. Again, occasionally I'll go train down there as well, and I'll just kind of spend the day. But yeah, I don't mind Philly.
So I'm only asking because I lived in Philly for 6 years. I'm like a half hour away right now. Okay. You ever had a Philly cheesesteak?
I have. After one of the fights I had for CFFC at the same place, 2300, I believe I went to Gino's after the fight, and I asked for a cheesesteak. They said, what kind of cheese? And they gave me 3 different options, so I just took one of each. I just housed them all on the way home. So they were pretty good.
Anywhere in Philly's got a good cheesesteak, but if you get the chance, you got to go up north a little bit to Del Sandro's. Got to get the cheese wit. Best in the city.
D'Alessandro's.
D'Alessandro's. It's like DAL. I'll send it to you afterwards. D'Alessandro's, essentially. It's great though. So you said you fought at 2300 before. How do you
Correct.
like that arena, man? Because I was there I think in January or December for their grappling event. So cool there.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a really like a fight club vibe, you know.
Very intimate.
Yeah, like I fought for CFFC in like Atlantic City before, and that feels like almost like a minor UFC, and it's like a big production, big whatever. This feels like we're meeting kind of in an alley, and we're just like ready to throw down. I feel like it's a proper venue for the type of fight that we're about to get into.
Yeah, it's real cool. Fans are up real close, only like limited number of seats. I had a great time there. I was feeling like blood and sweat on me as a fan. Awesome.
I believe it.
So let's talk about your fight a little bit here.
Yeah.
You watched any tape on your opponent, Jose Perez? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah. So I've watched all his fights because I think all but one is on UFC Fight Pass. So I've gone and watched that. I was actually in the corner against him in his last fight when he fought Paul Capaldo. So I got like a real up close and personal view of him. He's good, man. He's solid. He's tough. I think he has a little bit better striking than people realize because they've paid so much attention to his grappling. But yeah, again, like I say, he's tough. His defense is not fantastic striking wise. I think how this fight's going to go down, he's going to have a little bit of trouble taking me down. I think if he does, I think he'll be surprised with how much effort he has to put in to really get any success.
I mean, yeah, I'm just watching your career highlights and whatnot. I don't need to tell you this, fantastic Muay Thai. You just mentioned, he might struggle against some striking defense. That's not the thing I want to struggle against you. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah, me too. I've shown myself, at least in MMA, like Muay Thai, I didn't have a ton of finishes, but in these couple pro fights I've had with CFFC, it's like I've knocked guys out in the third round, I've knocked dudes down in the third round, I've knocked them down in the first round. The last guy that I fought was the only guy I haven't sat down at some point. So I expect to get back on that trend.
Good stuff, man. I feel like that's a common theme with Muay Thai fighters in MMA. They weather the storm for a round or two, and then the third, fourth, fifth knockout. I mean, we just saw it with Rafael Fiziev against Dos Anjos too.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy fight too. Yeah, I think it's just once I get my timing, once I get my rhythm going, I feel their timing. It's just like it's a cumulative damage, and it's just like things just start falling into place. Those big shots land. The accumulation of shots start piling on, and people start hurting.
Yes, sir. So I mentioned this too. 9 championships behind your name.
Yes, sir.
You're fighting for your 10th on the 26th. What would it mean for your 10th championship to be also your first championship in MMA?
I think it'd be really cool, man. Again, like just getting to that 10, I think that's like a cool little like milestone symbolic thing. And then to do it for a promotion like CFFC is pretty awesome. The amount of guys that they've sent to the UFC, that they've sent to Bellator is like unquestioned. So the belt itself is cool. I think what it represents and like where it can lead is even cooler than that. CFFC's been around for a long time. I've been training, or I've trained a couple times with one of their former champs, Pat Sabatini. But you look, the featherweight champ, he only defended it once or twice. He got to the UFC. The dude Blake Builder won their title at 45, defended it once. He's fighting in Contender Series the week after me and Jose fight. It's like, it just kind of, I think, pushes you in that direction quite strongly. So again, I'm pumped to actually win this belt and to have a Cage Fury belt and to have an MMA like world title underneath my belt. And again, even more excited for like what that means down the road.
So let's talk down the road for a second. You go 4-1, you get the belt. Where do you see your career going next? Where do you want to be?
I mean, I don't really mind either or. Like Bellator, UFC would both be great. Personally, I think off the bat, Bellator pays a little bit better, so that'd be cool. But I mean, anywhere that lets me prove myself against the best guys is where I'm trying to go. Bellator. pretty good 45 division as well. So I don't hate that either.
Oh, Bellator is great. UFC is great too. Is it safe to say you plan on getting the win and the title and then immediately going to one of these bigger promotions, or do you maybe want to defend the title a few times or try out some other regional promotions?
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm under contract with them, and I like fighting for them anyways because they have shows all the time. I think all told, they're doing like 15 shows this year. So that's like kind of sweet. This is like any time that I'm ready to fight, they have something available or available soon. Yeah, if I got a call to a bigger show, obviously the sooner the better, to start making more money, get in front of more people. That's always great. But I wouldn't hate, if I don't get that call, I'm totally cool with, staying at CFFC and defending their belt and building my name up there.
Yeah, man. I mean, either way, you're still young. You got plenty of time and plenty of talent to go with it. So I wouldn't be stressed either way. Let's talk about that though now. Let's fast forward, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years. You're retired.
Mhm.
You're happy. You've done it all. What was your perfect career dream goal? Like how did it play out if everything went your way?
I mean, if everything goes my way, I got to the top of wherever I was, whichever promotion I was, and won the belt and didn't get too banged up and kept knocking dudes out and submitting them. Yeah, I want to just find out how good I could be and just kind of see what my potential was. And it's like, I don't want to be at that 20 years later looking back like, oh, I could have done this or I would have done that if, like, just know that I wrung that rag and I left everything out that I had and then, made the most of it. So if everything goes, I got 13 belts on my wall from the UFC and one and PFL and Bellator, and that's cool. But yeah, as long as I make the most of the opportunity, that's what that'll help me sleep.
Hey man, love it, love it. So just a fun question real quick. Do you have a dream career matchup, either any fighter now, any fighter that's retired, any fighter ever?
I actually haven't really given that a lot of thought. I don't know. I might have to go towards the top now that he went down, but like a good, like a prime Jose Aldo fight would be good fun. A guy like myself that's like big leg kicker, tough to take down, just good crisp striking. I think that would make for some fun.
You're crazy because you gotta be a brave man for that, but yeah, I'm all about it.
Necessarily great for my health, but it would be great to look back on.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. Jose Aldo is debatably the featherweight GOAT, so I love that matchup right there. So Frank, we're getting to the end here. Want to take it away from your fight coming up, want to take it away from all that and just talk about more so you as a person. Obviously fighting in itself is a very challenging, demanding career that has you need to be dedicated both physically and mentally. It's also a career that has very high ups and very low downs. During the downs, whether it's in training camp, weight cutting, a loss, even just a late night thought where you're doubting yourself, what helps keep you motivated and stay inspired?
I think it's just like almost what I said before, just wanting to find out what my potential is and see where I can go. Like you got to accept that you're going to have shit days, whether that's in practice or that's in the cage or that's like, out just in real life outside of all that. I think it's just got to be something that you really enjoy doing for the sake of doing it, not doing it like for this accolade or for this like financial thing. It's like, you just got to enjoy doing it and then you can manage those downs, because yeah, the ups are great, but nobody needs help getting through the ups. Those are just fucking awesome,
Right.
Yeah. So I think just understanding that one, the downs are going to happen, and two, just loving the process of it. So like, just knowing that that's part of it. And yeah, I don't know. I know that like I almost always, outside of the couple months in Corona, since I started fighting, I've always had like a day or a month in my mind, like this is when I want to fight, this is when I want to fight, this is when I want to fight. So I just keep myself focused on those little like checkpoints, those little milestones, and that always kind of like gets me over to that point.
That's great, man. It's a great perspective to have. So now aside from Frank the fighter, tell me a little bit about yourself as a person. What do you like to do outside of the cage? Do you have any hobbies, interests?
Yeah, I mean, I live in a beach town, so I love just going hanging out at the beach. We have like a nice like bar restaurant, like sitting on the water. So just going on like just summer stuff, doing things like that. If I can't do that, I'm playing games or I'm watching sports. Um, that's it. I hang with the fam, I hang with some friends. But I don't do a lot of like exciting shit outside of the training. It's like I just like to enjoy my time and relax and hang out with good people. Outside of that, yeah, not a lot, not exciting, but enjoyable.
That's a common answer I get from fighters. Like they're like, I mean, honestly, I like to hang out at the gym and with my fighter buddies, and that's kind of my hobby. So it seems like you have a little bit of that too.
Yeah, it's like I do it like I do enough like breaking myself down and exertion on purpose. That's like if I'm not doing that for that reason, I pretty much just want to chill.
Right. So you said you're into sports. What other sports are you into? Like you in NFL?
A little bit of football. My dad's a big football guy, so I'll watch some games with him, or if I'll throw a couple bucks on a game, so it's interesting. But more like baseball and hockey. I grew up loving baseball.
Yankees or Phillies?
Well, I'm a Mets fan.
It's still bad.
Big time Mets fan.
Oh, duh, the freaking hat.
Yeah, well, I couldn't see it the whole time, but yeah, big time Mets fan. And then again, I kind of got into hockey because like one of my friends. So I watch the Devils, but I don't really follow it. It's just kind of like I'll hang out at his house. That's what he's watching. So I'll root for the Devils when they're on.
So my last question for you here, you just mentioned you bet on some sports sometimes. You got any bets coming into this weekend on UFC or even next week, UFC 278?
I'd have to look at the 278. I'm not going to lie. I looked at the card for tomorrow. I don't know like 90% of the people on it.
Yeah.
I know Tito Dom, and I'm just scrolling. I'm like, I don't know this chick. I don't know this dude. I don't know like who most of these people are.
Yeah.
Who's on 278?
278 is Usman and Leon Edwards.
Oh wow, that's here soon. That's here already.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I have to go look at the card. I threw a couple down on the Bellator fights that are they today? Yeah, I think
they're they're tomorrow this week.
They're tomorrow. Okay,
or maybe they're tonight. Either they're tonight and PFL's tomorrow or vice versa. I don't remember.
Gotcha. Yeah, I put on Neiman Gracie. He's
Gracie.
He's my dude.
Yeah.
And I put him with Deanna Bennett. I know her as well from Daniel Gracie's gym. And there was one other fight that I put on there as well. It was pretty high odds though.
Was it Austin Vanderford?
Yes, it was.
Great I like him a lot against Aaron Jeffrey. So
yeah. So I parlayed those three. I don't know exactly what the odds were out to, but putting those three together is pretty good. I'm not totally degenerate. I was like $50, I think. I go pretty small most of the time, but it makes it for good fun.
Yeah, man. Just have fun with it. It's a good time. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get out of here, I just want to give you the opportunity. If there's anything specific you want to say to your fans, supporters, family, the mic is yours. Do your thing.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, everybody, like I said, my family, my closest friends, there's only like a couple of them. All my teammates, coaches, all that stuff, like all of them combined are what helps me prepare for training, because my teammates and my coaches, that's all like the serious mental stuff and the technical and the cardio and all that stuff. Like they're the ones that actually prepare me for the physical thing. And like friends, family, that's like, again, support, like having somebody that you want to do it for is nice. And then just to mentally relax outside of that, it's good to be around those kind of people. And that helps you recharge to like hit the training harder because you're coming in with a good mindset. So, I mean, yeah, my parents, my girlfriend, my son, couple of my best friends, again, my teammates and coaches, like all of them make the journey a lot easier and a lot better.
That's great, man. I'm glad you have a very supportive circle. I think the energy you're receiving is gleaming off of you. You look ready. You seem ready. You sound ready.
I feel good, man.
Hell yeah. If you don't know this guy, ladies and gentlemen, look up his highlights, look up Frank Wells, and more importantly, tune in August 26th for Cage Fury 112 when he gets the interim featherweight belt.
Yes,
Frank,
sir.
thank you so much, my man.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, we'll do it again after you get that big dub, yeah?
Sounds good, bro. Be
Yes, sir. Strapped up.